Happy Wednesday. Welcome to What I Got Wednesday. This is the back to school edition. I am Jen, the ketosis mom, and Joe is here as well. I'll let you see him quickly. Wave, go ahead. I like to start right here every single time. This is my Amazon storefront. The reason I like to start here is because while we're live with you, Joe and I today are going to be going over some of our top parent hack items. Also, I'm going to be going over some things that I wish I would have had in college as well, that may be things that you don't really think about having or buying or needing, and hopefully we can explain to you why they're some of our favorites. The other thing that we're going to be doing on here on the storefront, why I start here, is there is a whole back to school idea list here. We can only cover about 40 items with you while we're live. These idea lists can be, I don't even know how large, to be honest. So there's a lot of additional things and ideas in here that will probably help a lot of you that are doing the back to school shopping right now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Say, hey, Joe.
Hello.
Hello. I am going to go over and make sure that we are live, because sometimes that does happen when we are on Amazon Live.
It looks like we are.
It looks like we are. Great. And we've got sound too. Tell me if we got sound. Thank you for the follows that we're seeing coming in. It's so nice, and thank you for supporting us. Again, I'm Jen. This is Joe. Let me move my drink cup so it's not in everybody's way. And we're doing a back to school special. Our kids start school next week. Oh my gosh.
2 weeks.
Our 2 weeks. Our kids start school in 2 weeks, and it's going to be an absolute whirlwind. So I'm going over some of our favorite products. Joe also has some of his favorite products, and we're going to explain all of them to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to a larger screen that's just going to show you guys an overhead of this first product. This is a silicone kids art mat. It does have a pop-up magnetic cup that you can kind of take and put over on the mat if you want to. And let me spread this out so that you guys see that it is a huge mat. It's huge. So all those arts and crafts projects that you guys are going to be having this year for school, that you don't want the big, huge messes, we use this mat a lot. This one specifically, let me see, I am on number 9. This one specifically, look how large it is. This thing is huge. The kids' work fits right in the middle. They can mess this whole thing up, and it's very easy to wipe clean. And then our table is not all messed up and covered in crayons and markers and paint and glitter and glue and whatever else they're using. We also use these just under normal work, because we have a 3, almost 4-year-old, and then a 6-year-old that still is having a little bit of trouble getting him, you know, in those lines. And sometimes my 3-year-old's coloring off the paper. My dining room table is not interested in that. This also really has nice edges because there's a ruler. I know it's hard to see, but there are marks on all the sides that measure, let's see, 19 inches and then also 15 inches on the side to help with those projects where you're having to measure as well. You don't have to go hunt down a ruler. You can also have this hold their pencils, hold their paintbrushes. You can put their crafts over here, so their, you know, glitter or their paint or whatever they're using, and all of these over here. And then again, this can hold the water or some larger components that they may need, or maybe they just want a snack in here while they're doing their work. So this has been one of our favorite mats that we found it on Amazon. And I'm going to let Joe go over our favorite smock that goes along with this.
So we got Butler Kids Art Craft.
Yes.
And painting smock. So you don't have to use it for arts, crafts, and painting. Even our oldest, our 6-year-old, still has some messy eating habits, especially our soon-to-be 4-year-old, very messy eating habits. And if you have nice clothes on them, you really don't want them getting them stained or discolored, or, you know, just in general getting messy. Very easy. It's got a Velcro set of tabs in the back. It comes in multiple different color sets, and the kids like them. they'll wear them quite readily.
They love them. They call them their butlers.
Yeah, and it's
Where
very easy
butlers?
to wipe everything off. If you have wet wipes or a wet paper towel, it just comes off real quickly.
Right.
And it can be back and ready to go once it's dry in a few minutes.
So for these, I have another one right here. So for these, what's important about these is if you have kids that are doing what they're calling out school, because we have that here. There's a whole preschool here that does everything outside in the mud, in the dirt, in whatever. You could even send them in this just to kind of help keep them a little cleaner so that when you go pick them up and put them in that car seat, you're not then having to also take that car seat apart later to clean the car seat because of how muddy and gross they are. The reason that this clasps lower on the back is because a lot of the bibs that Joe was talking about that we had when our kids were smaller, they would start complaining that it's choking me, it's choking me, it's choking me, because you have to tie it right around their neck to keep it up. What's nice about this is that it goes completely over their shoulder, so it's still going to stay up, and then it fastens on the very back. Now, our 6-year-old, she's capable of putting this on herself and then getting it off herself, but we do still help our 3, almost 4-year-old just because she, can't reach back here. But that's not necessarily a bad thing because we don't want her to be able to just rip it off. It does have a breathable material. It has the elastic so that the sleeves stay down. And then my kids love that this has these giant pockets in it because they put stuff and things in there.
Including food, so make sure you check them for food.
Including food. Their snacks and stuff and things might be down in here. So we are sponsored by the Butler today, just so you guys know, but we absolutely love everything from the Butler, so thank you. The next item I'm going to let Joe go over with you as well, but I'm going to stay on and talk about it because this is one of my favorite things for back to school.
It's the Bent Go Kids Chill Lunchbox. It is leak proof and it has a clasp in the front that snaps. It's got 4 different compartments of varying sizes depending on what you want to put in there. And you can see it does have this rubberized liner on the top that does clamp down over each of the sections so that you don't get any spillage. The other thing I want to show you, it does have a little section that goes underneath that you can put in the freezer to keep things cold. It is machine washable, so when they get this dirty, I usually clean the top section, and then this goes in the top rack and it comes out perfectly clean.
So we've used this if it looks a little, worn and torn. It doesn't, by the way.
Pretty much every day.
We use these every single day last school season. And it's not like beat up and everything. It has the rubberized kind of bumper around the outside.
So if you do drop it, it's got a rubber bumper on the outside. And
kids are going to drop it. They do drop it. They're going to drop it. You're going to say that they're not going to drop it. They drop it. Okay. So, so this is really great because our school, they want you to send a protein, a grain, a vegetable, a fruit, whatever else every single day. And this for Joe and I just helped us see all the different compartments and then go, okay, the protein's over here, the grains over here, the fruit and veggies there. Okay, I'm good. And it's just, it keeps everything separate. So one of my children will not eat anything if it's touching another food. This is the first reason that I got these. I got these without the chill box under it first, and then I realized, wait a minute, why wouldn't I want all of the food sitting directly on the cold container? Because it's going to keep everything cold equally instead of just a cooler pack just randomly floating around the lunchbox. And a lot of times my kids do not eat all of their lunch at school because they're giving them multiple snacks at school. They're giving them lunch. They're only there for like 3 or 4 hours. Like, why do they need, they're eating way too much. You're trying to get them to eat constantly the whole time they're there. So our kids tend to bring home a lot of the food, and when they bring it home in this, it's still cold. So we don't have to just toss it out because it's been getting ucky and gross in a lunchbox all day while they were at school. It's still cold. They can still eat it. It's still good to go. Now, those hands down are my favorite, and I will say that it shows on my end that they do have a discount right now. So make sure that you go look. They have multiple colors. We put a sticker on the outside. Some of ours, we also put those chalkboard stickers on so that we can write for the teacher, like, here's what's in here, because my oldest will go and steal things from her lunchbox during snack time, and then I get the angry, naughty note from the teacher that I didn't send a grain when she really just went and stole her Hawaiian roll out of her lunchbox for snack time. So that's neither here nor there. Now Joe's going to show you, and we've not opened this yet. This was a lesson learned for us from last year. We bought really cute lunch boxes last year. We let the kids pick what they wanted. They were so excited. And then a lot of the times we couldn't get all of their lunch to fit in that lunch box. So, and even I feel like the teachers had a hard time too. I don't know if you like.
Yeah, and one of the night, because they tried to put it away after they were done with lunch. You know, one of the things we had is that, you know, this lunch box, although it could fit in them, wasn't always the easiest fit if you had anything else to put in. Especially if you had a drink or anything else. This does have, you know, this kind of
stretchy thing for the drink on the side.
For a drink to the side, so you don't have to worry about smushing that inside.
My youngest is most excited for this because I believe it comes with a longer strap.
It does.
So she can wear it like a purse.
So you can see here, this will fit
perfectly down in there.
And there's still a little space if you want something else in there.
And I like that the inside, open that back up. I like that the inside has that zipper pocket because we also have to send silverware. And so I like to put the silverware in napkin or like the little note that I send and everything inside of another pocket inside the lunchbox so that it stays when they open it. My youngest picked this one out. I let her pick it out for school. This is the feature that she loves. She loves this big long strap. She thinks she's a big kid with it. So be it. But this is, I feel like this is a really good lunchbox, and I noticed it has a pocket on the outside as well.
Correct.
So if you needed to send additional snacks, you could easily put in. And is that insulated in that other pocket?
This one?
Yeah.
Is not insulated.
It's not insulated. Yeah. So inside is insulated. The outside pocket is not. But when we send stuff like fruit chew snacks, pretzels, you know, things like that, they don't really need to be inside there. So we could easily just put it on the outside, or if she's not putting her drink on the outside little thing, put it out there too.
There's a couple different ways they can hold it. The straps can go up here. The straps can also go this way if they want to hold it like that. They can hold it. If they don't have a drink on the side, they can hold it here, and it even has a clip up here, which you can also use to clip on to your backpack if you want.
Ooh.
So
I like that.
So that's
Sorry
nice.
guys, we had not opened this yet, so we're showing all of the features because it's my smallest birthday coming up soon. So she's getting this as part of her birthday presents for back to school. So we still had it kind of put away with all her birthday presents.
She doesn't know about it yet.
She doesn't know about it yet. She knows that she picked it out, but she doesn't know that it's here. So now we have to hide it in case she roams in here. But no, that's great. Dear Bentko, please make me one of those for larger casserole dishes. Thank you. Okay, Joe's also going to go over this one. This item is on deal today, just so that you know. We use these a lot as well. So the Bentko chill box that we showed you is really more when we would have items that need to be cooler, because the whole thing sits on a cool pack, which also I do want to point this out before we move on. That cool pack came back every single day. When I send separate cooler packs, they didn't always come back every day. I just want to point that out as to why. Let me go back to it and highlight it really quickly. This that is featured right now is one of my favorites because the cooler pack comes home every day. You don't lose it unless someone physically takes the tray off the top to go take the cooler pack out and go throw that away. Because a lot of times teachers are just picking up everything kids have or picking up their sack lunch and just going and dumping it. And a lot of times you lose those expensive cooler packs. Okay, now we're going to go over hot items. Go for it, Joe.
This is the Zach vacuum insulated stainless steel food jar. So when the kids want mac and cheese, or they may want some chicken nuggets or spaghetti and meatballs.
Yes.
Again, you might want to have the bib if you're giving them spaghetti and meatballs. But
send a butler bib to school.
So I mean, it's kind of like if you had
them to the teachers.
The much larger kind of canteens and stuff like that for water or for coffee. But this is smaller, specifically designed for kids, so that they can put, they have their fork or their spoon, they can put it in here and scoop it out. It does have a fairly nice silicone seal up here, and it comes in a variety of colors and styles. I think we have 4 or 5 of them downstairs.
We've got Moana, we've got Frozen, we've got Cocomelon, we've got Hello Kitty, we've got, I don't even know how many we have, because like Joe said, a lot of kids eat chicken nuggets. That's all they're going to eat. And I have to point this out. So Arthur says, you're a mom that sends notes. What a good mom. She'll remember that when she grows up. It's very sweet. Thank you. And thank you guys, everybody who's following right now. Thank you for your follows. Arthur, I don't actually write the notes. There is on Amazon, and I will put it in my back to school list. There is a little notepad that has things that you can peel off. Now, my daughter was just learning to read this year, so it'll say stuff like, you're special, you're kind, great work today, have a good day, you know, I love you, mom, things like that. And I would tear that off and put it in each day. But on the back of it, I was also writing a note to myself, like, to the teacher, here's what's in her lunchbox, to make sure that I was sending everything, because we got so many nasty grams about how we weren't sending the appropriate things. And I have to go off on a tangent, because in that container that Joe has right there, he put soup in there. It had chicken, it had 2 kinds of vegetables, I think. Yeah. And so we're like, okay, great, here's our chicken and 2 vegetables. And then they came back and told us, no, you can only count each item as one thing. So if this soup was going to be your protein, you were still supposed to send 2 other vegetables separately. It drove us crazy, trust me. We're not looking forward to it at all again. But because of that, that's why I have those notes in the lunchbox to say, like, no, I sent what I was supposed to send. Here it is. Here's my protein. Here's this, here's this. And my daughter didn't know how to read that. She only knew how to read the side that says you're special. So that's what the notes were. Okay. This, in my opinion, is also a must-have, just because those do keep things hot. I would say probably about 4 to 6 hours. What do you think, Joe? I mean, because even when they would come home after having it open, the chicken would still be warm.
Yeah, because either you or I would make it around, 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, and then it would still be hot when they had the lunch around noon. So.
Right. So I think that it's a good thing to have, especially if your kids are macaroni and cheese eaters, chicken nugget eaters. My oldest loves lasagna, spaghetti, whatever. So if your kids like to eat that, it's better to send something to school that your children are going to eat than to send stuff that just meets the requirements and they're not going to eat it. And then you're just bringing it home and you're angry because you're dumping it out every day and you're just wasting food. Okay, next thing is a whiskware container. These we've used for school a handful of times.
Yep.
But I usually use these in the car. I also wish I would have had one of these in college, just because I think they're really cute. They come in all different styles, and there's 3 separate compartments in here that you could easily slide down in, like, that side pocket container of a backpack or that lunch bag that we were showing, because it's about the same size as a cup.
We still have a snack in here.
We still have snacks in there. And you guys know I said that my oldest daughter will not eat things if it's touching something else. That's kind of inclusive of if those fruit snacks right there were down in, like, some pirate booty. She's going to be like, why are these in the same? I can't have this. I can't have this. She's super picky about food being separate.
We got Harry Potter here. This is Hermione. And then I think we have, what is it?
We have Star Wars. We have the Yoga.
The Yoda one.
Yoga. Yeah. We have Yoda. There we go. We have Baby Yoda, and we have the Hogwarts theme one. Yeah. They have Disney princesses. They have Spider-Man. They have all the different characters that get your kids excited, because I find that, number one, if your kids help you make their food, they're more likely to eat it. And number 2, if they pick out their own container and they're excited about the container that food's going in, they're even more likely to eat it.
And they'll ask, if they want their snack container, if we're taking a trip in the car, they'll want to bring this with them. And
it's nice because those fit down in the cup holder as well. So we have a center console that has extra cup holders, and those can just fit right there on those in the center, and then they can pull it out, and they have 3 different snacks for the car, so that they're not bugging us to stop constantly for new snacks. Somebody says that they literally just bought their Minion an insulated Zach cup. They're going to take it to get this one. So I think, let me go back. This is an insulated Zach cup. Or do you mean you got a water cup? because these are the insulated Zac vacuum like thermos containers that we were just talking about. We love them. There's other brands as well, but we have the Zac ones just because they clean really well. You know, like I said, my daughter loves lasagna, spaghetti, things like that. If that comes home and it's covered in there, a lot of containers that will stain, those don't stain. So I'm good with that. Okay, the next item I'm going to go over, and I'm going to give Joe a little break in case he needs it. I'm going to talk about my mom cup that everybody on social media laughs at me for, and then they go out and buy one. It's so funny. So somebody said that they got the regular Zac cup. We have the regular Zac cups too for school. Tell me, Mrs. Is it Vicky? Sorry, it's like teeny tiny when I'm trying to read it. Vicky, tell me if you got the one that's like the stainless steel one, or if you got the one that's just like clear so that you can see the water. Because some schools do make you send the clear ones so that they can physically see that you're sending water and not like juice or soda or things like that. So this cup, everybody on one of my social medias was going, what is this cup? It's not a Stanley cup. What do you have? Why do you have that? Why don't you just get a Stanley? This is why. Stanley cups, all you college kids, all you young girls can keep it. You're not chasing kids around. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you get around that college campus and you're trying to run to class, yeah, you're going to run to class. You're going to think you're going to leave in time. You're going to put plenty of time to get there. You're not. You're going to be running to class to try to get there. And you're going to spill whatever drink you have in that Stanley cup all over you. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. And then you're going to think of this moment and say, I have to go find her and figure out what that cup is she said to get instead. This is a BrewMate. The reason I love BrewMate, I typically have a straw that can kind of push down in here. So I'm going to take my straw out because I have my metal straw today. The reason I love BrewMate, there is a locking lid. So first of all, this lid twists off. It's very difficult to get off. So kids cannot come up and just pop it up and it goes off. But second, you push this little portion right here over, and then let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh, it's too close to me today. I'm going to have glasses, I think, Joe. I'm doing it too close to me. There we go. I was pushing it the wrong way. It locks in place. So then it doesn't matter if I'm running. You guys see water spilling all over my computer right now? No. It doesn't matter if I go turn this upside down in my car. Do you guys see water pouring out all over me right now? No. So I am a mom. I've got kids. I'm constantly chasing kids around. I also hate when you have these cups like this and then you go to take a drink and this thing hits you in the face. Drives me insane on all the coffee mugs. This one does not do that because there's like a little, magnetic thing back here that holds it in place when you flip it back. So then if you have coffee in the morning, you still have your handle and you can drink. I'll put my straw back in though. So these, I have a lot of these now. They fit in a cup holder. They are 32 ounce Toddy XLs. They come in multiple different colors. They are what I call the ultimate mom cup. Or, if you're a dog mom, you're chasing your dog around, same thing. So yes, we got a Ninja Turtles cup too. That's so funny that you said that because my oldest, there we go, got it right. She picked out everything Ninja Turtles, Ninja Turtle backpack, Ninja Turtle lunchbox, like everything Ninja Turtle this year. She even got a Ninja Turtle dress to wear on the first day of school, which I know Joe's sitting over there going, really? So she also wanted the Ninja Turtle cup, so we got that one as well. I love your sign. I just got mine in yesterday. Are you talking about the one over my head? Joe has one too. Let me show you guys. Joe has one too. Joe has a sign too. Okay. The next item that I'm going to go over is actually down on the floor right now. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to find my little video on it and then pull that up.
And we don't just have one. We have multiple of these. And they come with different lengths of cord depending on the options you're
yes.
Checking. I mean, for example, we have, you would think if you have a mount for a TV, in your room above the fireplace that there's going to be a plug there too. Not so much. So, the nice thing about this is, we ran, from a plug behind our dresser up onto the mantle and then just drop the cord there. So instead of having multiple cords on the floor, you have one.
This is how you know that most of the time it's men that are designing homes, because they just don't think of like where all the plugs need to be for all this stuff, especially when it comes to like women getting ready, because I feel like there's never enough plugs to like have everything going. And then also have your toothbrush plugged in, and also have like if you have an Echo device plugged in, it's like you got to pick and choose. Okay, what am I unplugging to be able to have this right now? So this is a product that I felt like we have a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most people going off to college are not thinking that this is something that they're going to need. And then especially if you're staying in a dorm and you're having to stay with someone else, like you guys are going to be fighting for like these plugs. Like you don't realize it yet, especially if you've not been to college, that you're going to be fighting for like who gets what plug and who gets what. And if you're trying to plug in your computer and your phone and your lamp and all your devices, you're going to need extra plugs. So this is the one that we have. How many of them? Three.
And I think the nice thing about this is if you don't just want all kind of your outlet plugs in it, it has USB ports on it.
Yeah.
So if you're charging your phone or any other type of pluggables, you don't have to worry about having the plug adapter for it as well. You can just plug it directly into this. So
I love this. It's one of my favorites. And it does show on my end that there is a % off today, just so you guys know. Let's see. So somebody says I got mine with the battery as well too, because I don't like a lot of cords. So that's a good idea as well. And then other people are commenting on the sign saying, I got that sign. I got that sign. Okay. So now I'm going to go over my monitor that's right here. And I know that you guys can't see it. And so I'm going to bring it up, and then Joe and I are going to kind of talk about it. So I got this monitor about a year ago.
I think we got it the last year.
We got it last
year Prime Day.
Last year Prime Day. That's right. We got it last year Prime Day. And I told Joe, I said, if it's on Prime Day again this year, I think I need another one. And he just, look at him over there rolling his eyes at me, guys. He's like, you don't need another monitor. I love this monitor. So Joe has monitors upstairs in his office. They're okay. But there's something about this curved screen that I like. And I think these are really like for gamers, right?
They are. And the reason, with the curvature, you get a little bit better kind of resolution around the edges.
I did not know
compared to the flat screen. So
maybe that's why I like it so much better.
They're nice. It's good quality for the cost.
This is a great, I feel like this is a great quality monitor. So, and the thing about kids who are starting school, so I have kids who are just now really what I call like starting real school, right? And for me, I feel like I'm not really aware yet how much they're going to be on computers. I know that they do have computers they're going to be working with in class and things like that. My daughter, she's great on tablets. She knows more about tablets than I do. But when it comes to like an actual computer and like working a mouse, it's like a foreign language to her. But I know for college, I wish I would have had big monitors like this in college. It would have made my life so much easier, because I always had like teeny tiny little laptops that I was trying to write all my papers and lab reports and everything on, and it just...
When I was in college, my monitor weighed like 20 pounds because it was one of the other
Joe's showing his age right now.
But the other thing I will say about this is it's relatively lightweight. It's a very thin monitor. The base is not very big either, whereas Jen was talking about the monitors in my office. They're fairly thick and heavy.
Yes.
Very heavy. It is lightweight.
And so the people who follow me, you know that I am not good at putting things together. Like this is me putting this together. I get messages all the time when people say, did Joe put that together for you? And I'm like, no, I put it together. And they don't believe me because I'm horrible. I get so frustrated. I tried to put together this table behind me the other day that also has a plug in it so that I could plug things in. And I put everything together backwards, and Joe had to go behind me and take it all apart and start all over. Okay, the next thing we're going to be going over, let me pull this down so that when we come back it's not showing, and we're going to go over to Joe, because this is one of Joe's favorite items.
So it's Amazon Fire HD. It's the 10-inch kids tablet. They come in a variety of colors for the case and types of cases. Some of them are thicker bumper covers than others. Our oldest liked this one. It has all the different designs on the back.
They like to pick out anything they get to pick the design
and it's
for.
got the fold-out stand, which is nice. You could also pop it out of this if you don't want it in the cover, and pop it back in. Just kind of give you an idea of what the screen looks like, although it is only at 7% power, so it's not going to last very long.
That's okay, because if she comes in here and sees it, she's gonna like take.
But one of the nice things is it does have parental locks, so if they're logged into their profile, the parents' profiles can have a code that you have to put in, so they can't go in and buy things unnecessarily and add different costs to your account. Because
they will. Just
Plus,
so you know, they will.
It works in conjunction with your Amazon Prime account, where you can add movies or books or things like that and distribute them to the individual devices. So they love it. We'll charge them before a road trip as well. Or if they've been good, they might get some tablet time as a reward.
They get to call their grandmas on it. You know, they're like, I need to call Gigi. You've been mean to me. And then we're like, no. No, we do. We let them call. But, you know, those, in my opinion, I get a lot of questions over on TikTok about these tablets. Because I did a video comparing the 10, which is the 10 HD, which the 10 HD is nice. I mean, it's nicer than any of the Amazon tablets that I've gotten like way long ago. And then I also compared it to the, I think, 8 Kids that has like the Disney princesses on the back. And everybody was asking about how do you download stuff to it? Well, you know, it doesn't have that much storage. These have, and don't take the cover off, but they come out of the cover that they're in, and there's a little slot to put an SD card. And I think you can put, I think it's up to 128. Is that right? Or is it 64? It's either 64 or 128, the additional storage that you can add to these, so that Joe was saying, oh, we download movies. So we have a Fire Cube, we have a Fire Stick. Anytime we buy a movie, we're buying it through our Amazon Prime account, which means it's over on our parental dashboard, and we can push that movie over to the kid's profile. So my youngest is obsessed with E.T. Whatever, that's what she likes. So we bought it and we pushed it over to her tablet so that she can watch E.T. until her heart is content, so that we don't have to keep watching E.T. on all of our TVs. So it's just one of those things where it's very customizable, and the thing that I like the most. I do want to show this. Yeah,
like if the kids go in here and they try to change settings or anything like that, it immediately pops up one of the parental logins. So
yes, unless they know your passcode, which some of those little sneaky ones, they're going to know your passcode, so you might have to change it. But you can also change things from a web page. There's a parental dashboard web page that you can add and remove things from their page. You can also set time limits on it. So it's nice because if I say, hey, I only want them to be able to use this tablet between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m., then at 6 p.m., it automatically is going to shut itself off, where they can't do anything with it anyway. So they're more likely to go put it up themselves and plug it in to charge than if I'm going in at 6 o'clock and saying, okay, it's time to give me your tablet, because then it becomes a fight that I don't want to have. So I'm picking and choosing my battles with that. Okay, the very next item I'm going to be going over is sort of like a tablet. And I'll go over into my bigger screen so you guys can see it. This is called a type case. So for all of you going to college, or you just want one, you put your iPad in the top up here, and then this is the keyboard, and it does light up and have different, you know, like colors and things like that. Did I charge this? Yes. See, you can have different colors light up, or you don't have to have it light up at all. I use this typically just to kind of sit over in our main room answering emails a lot, especially if I'm already on my iPad, you know, because I design all of our streams on the iPad first. So if I'm already on the iPad, I can quickly sit here and do keyboard, because I am not a Apple user other than the iPad, because I love my keyboard on my Samsung device, and I love a real keyboard. I cannot stand like the Apple whatever, especially not on my iPad. It drives me insane. So this is one of my favorite things. I think this would be really great also for college kids to get, especially if they got one of the more expensive iPads that can do additional things, that has the little pen with it, where they can take notes very quickly and then still have it all on their iPad. Speaking of, let me make sure I turned this off, sorry. Speaking of the iPad, let me set this down here. That's what I'm streaming with you guys on today. I feel like having an iPad, especially at the college level, is probably most important. It just depends on what grade your child is going in or what level of work they're doing and what exactly they're expected to be able to do. Because I know that some schools have iPads instead of textbooks now, and then they put everything on the iPad. So that type case and the iPad together might be great if you have a student who their school is making them read all their books on an iPad. Another thing that I think is really important to have, because I'm a content creator, is a portable charger. And I'm going to show you guys a couple of different ones. Obviously, I have another one over here too. I am, like I said, an Android user, so this one, and this one are for Android with the larger plug, whereas this one is for iPhone, iPad, whatever, just in case I need it. This right here is a docking station, so these are all called the iWalks, each individual one, and the way that they work, see, it's charging. The way they work is you pull it off. After it's charged, of course, you simply flip the top up and then you stick this in the bottom of your phone where you would typically stick a charger, and then you can just kind of still walk around with it and it's charging. It's just a portable charger, and it does show that these have a % off today, just so that you guys know. What I have is called the LinkPod Station, where all of them sit in here at my back door so that they can all charge at the same time. Because I was having a hard time because I have so many of these. As a content creator, I have to always make sure that I have charge on my phone, basically. For these specifically, I keep them all charged, and then about every couple of days, I will switch them out in my purse so that I always have one ready to go. There's a lot of times where we have a new puppy, and he likes cords. So I don't like plugging my phone in the kitchen because I'm afraid he's going to go grab the cord and then go running with my phone and the cord and everything. So I've been using these a lot lately just to walk around the house and keep my phone charging, or plug this in and just go set my phone down somewhere and let it charge. This is great for on the go as well, especially if you wake up in the morning to go take your kids to school and you've got a whole day of stuff to do. You don't really have time to charge your phone. You can just grab one of these and go. I also got this recently, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. I got the Pepsi one because I thought it was really cute. This is the Casely Power Pack. So if you are one of the, and my phone's over there, so I can't show you. But if you're one of the people who have the little magnetic ring around the back, you know, you've got these little things that you can put on there. It also will hook to, when you're driving, you know, something that holds it. This can just magnetize to the back of your phone. So instead of hanging down at the bottom of your phone like the iWalk, this just stays on the back, and then it also charges your phone as well. And I think these are adorable. They're very flat, and they just kind of fit on the very back side of your phone. The next item I'm going to go over, I have a video for because it's sitting right here, and if I move it, you guys are all hooked up on cameras through this, and so, nope, that's the wrong one. That's the dock. I need the Thunderbolt. Here we go. Let me see if I can pull it up. Did I do it? No, it did not move. There we go. This is the pluggable Thunderbolt. I believe the box for this is right behind me, right back here. So let me hold that up while we talk about it. I'll grab this. I am a huge pluggable fan. We have a lot of different pluggable devices at my house. Joe has one in his office that is a smaller dock.
That's the dock you were looking at initially.
That was the dock I was looking at originally, so you guys can easily get to that. because if you click on this and then you click the pluggable storefront, you can see everything they have to offer. So if you're having trouble trying to figure out how to set up multiple monitors, how to connect your laptop to something else, whatever you're trying to do. I'm a live streamer, I'm a content creator, so I got this one. It is the Thunderbolt, and it allows me to have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 USB ports, as well as an Ethernet, 2 HDMI, USB-C. I mean, there's everything on here. So I have all these USB ports with all these different cameras, all these different lights, all the different monitors, my computer. Everything goes through this hub, and this is what I use for live streaming. It's been great for me so far. So it's a Thunderbolt 3 with USB docking station. Joe has the smaller version of this upstairs, and it is wonderful. It doesn't matter whose computer's plugged in upstairs. We just plug straight in the docking station, and then we have use of everything. So from the mouse to the keyboard to the monitors, everything is just in the docking station, and all you have to do is plug your separate computer into that docking station to have use of everything that's there. So these are great. Thank everybody. I want to thank everybody who's tapping follow today. You guys don't know how much we appreciate it. It really honestly helps us bring more content to you, especially with deals, brand deals, and things like that. Okay, Joe is already ready to go with this next item, so I'm going to let him go for it.
This is the CNK accordion file organizer. It's got 24 pockets. They come in a variety of colors. We have green, gray, and maroon. This is the green one, or teal. It's got both of the clasps up on top. It's got the handle as well. It's got different color codes for each of the tabs. You can see we've tabbed and put some notes on some of these already.
I'm not done. I'm not done tabbing them. I'm still working on it.
But I mean, we've had other folders in the past, or kind of the hard case ones, and they break occasionally, especially the hard plastic ones, especially if the kids get them and drop them. But this clasp together, it's nice. It's lightweight. Really the only weight you're going to have on it is going to come from the documents you put in itself.
Inside. So for me, the reason, keep that up, I have one for each one of my children because we have all their medical records, right? So each school has, in every state too, has different requirements for what you have to supply at the beginning of each school year. Trying to keep up with all that from year to year. Now I do, I try. Joe